What's happening, everybody? Goob is back. I'm on a road trip through the Southwest, currently just out the outskirts of Las Vegas, and this is going to be Red Rock Canyon is the name of this area. So I'm here with Jake. He was with me on the Appalachian Trail for a few days, so we're back at it together. And there's kind of a scenic drive in this area with a whole bunch of different scattering of trails and stuff. So we're going to go check out some of these little side trails. Maybe spend 15 minutes, 30 minutes on each one. We'll check out what we can see. And I think this first one's going to be called Calico One. So let's go check it out and see what we can see. Guys across the way are doing some rock climbing. There's even a guy further up. So it seems kind of like choose your own adventure, kind of winding your way down here. Just kind of figure out where a trail is. There's people and stuff scattered throughout. But this first stop is just kind of a really neat area with the layering of the rock. We're going to keep wandering down and see if we can get into this canyon a little bit and see what's down here. I love this kind of stuff with these canyons. Pretty cool. It's a kind of dead end right here.
I don't say so.
Well, I think that's just going to be a quick exploration of this little side area. So we're going to move back up out to the car and we'll proceed to the next stop. Now this next area is called the Sandstone Quarry. A couple of trails diverge off of here, so we'll go wander around as usual, see what we can see. That taller peak right up there is Turtlehead Peak. That'd be cool if we could have done that hike, but it would take too long to get up and down. Kind of an area where there's really fine sand on the ground, and it didn't take long to just hike in a little bit and you're suddenly by yourself in this canyon area. So this is pretty cool. This is a good little getaway to get out of the city of Vegas. And I don't think I mentioned at the beginning, but because it's COVID pandemic times, you have to get a pre-purchased reservation time slot to enter the park here. I think the cost was $17. Get your vehicle in. I was also just noticing how just absolutely quiet it is back here. It's just me and Jake. It's a really cool feeling. But we've got kind of limited time to see it all, and there's definitely a lot to see. So I think on each trail we're just going to go in like 10 minutes, turn around, hike back out to the car, move on to the next one and stuff. But there's this whole like 13-mile scenic drive loop that you can do. Loop around the park. You just got to be out of the park by sunset. So that's what we're going to do. We got a couple hours still, so enough time to go around and see and do a lot of those trails. Definitely get a feel for what it's like out here. Rock formations are definitely really cool. Yeah, we're making our way back to the car from this little short jaunt, and we'll move up the road and see what the next one we can find is. Alright, we're back and parked. Off to the next one. Let's check out the Petroglyph Wall trail. It's a little 0.1 out and back. See if we can find some petroglyphs. This is definitely worth the visit. Tool around in this park all day. Makes a really cool day trip out of Las Vegas. Well, that was kind of cool. That was just a really short 0.1 to go see some petroglyphs. Unknown on what the date of the origin on those was, but they just said they're thousands of years old. Now let's see what else we can find in this area. Okay, I think the next one we're going to do is the Willow Spring. I think we can just make a little 1.1 mile loop out of it, so let's go do that next. Well, this is definitely a fun, easy little getaway. There's enough really easy trails that you can get out on. A couple of more difficult ones too, but I think we're just gonna tool around on the easier ones. Cool scenic views of the canyons and stuff. And this time of year it's definitely a little chilly once the sun's down behind the mountains. It is January after all. But you can definitely see this place being pretty popular in the spring and fall time frames. Probably not so much in the heat of the summer. Looks like this is another area with some old petroglyph stuff. These ones are old handprints, apparently. Up on this rock wall. Let's see if we can spot them. Oh yeah, I think I see them. I think handprint like remains like that is really cool, because that just, it really identifies that there was a person here, and I think it just adds that much more of a connection to the past.
Person with really small hands. Oh, that's cool.
Well, I think we're almost halfway through. It loops back around this other parking lot and then kind of works its way back up the valley. But from here you can see just a little bit of trace of the snow. That's higher in elevation. Just a little bit of snow up there.
Some over there too.
Looks like 180 million years ago, there's a bunch of sand dunes here is what the foundation of a lot of the rock formations are. You definitely see a lot of the layering though. A really cool area to come explore. Actually sounds like there's a spring here. Yeah, I think this is where the spring is at.
Oh, that's cool.
Right down there. Well, I think now we're just making our way up the wash here, back to the parking lot. We got about 40 minutes or so until like sunset to when we should be out of the park. So we may only have like one more stop to explore. I think we'll spend every minute we can here in the park. We moved down the road a little bit and there's kind of a pull off for an overlook. There's nice little snow up that way. This is kind of a general sense of the overall feel of the park area, where it kind of rims across in a big U shape along all these hills. Some cool red rocks over that way. And I think this is going to be the last stop, the Pine Creek Canyon Trail, kind of more towards the end of the park. We'll just wander down here a little bit. I think we are just about right at sunset. So we'll just tool around for another 10 minutes or so and start making our way out. It's weird seeing trees down here, it looks like. That's one thing that you haven't seen out here in the desert. I think we'll just hike down to where the trees are at or so, get a close-up look of them, and then we'll call it good and start hiking back. Close up of some of the trees. I only know probably one or two of the plant species in this area, unfortunately, but it's cool to look at everything. You guys watching can probably pick out a lot more stuff than I can. Alright, and I think that's about going to do it. We'll start making our way back to the car and out of the park before it starts getting totally pitch black out here. But this has been a really cool little day hike trip outside of Las Vegas. I think we were here in the park for a total of about 3 hours or so. And just tooling around. Some of the trails are super easy, so good for all age groups and ability levels. And there definitely are some more technical ones if you want to explore a little bit more. But we'll go ahead and say goodbye here. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in my next adventure.
See ya.